the drama that's going on with the Chiefs and the Bengals. There's something about this rivalry. I think there's more to this rivalry, the Bengals and Chiefs, than there is the Bills. I know people want to say Chiefs-Bills is the biggest rivalry going on right now in the AFC.
Yeah,
but I gotta say, after we lost to the Bengals in the championship game last year, we had Eli Apple going online talking crap to Hardman and talking crap to Tyreek Hill. And then obviously Eli Apple ended up getting skewered in the Super Bowl by everybody in the entire league. But today, Justin Reid was asked about what he would do if he was playing in the game last year. He obviously, because he wasn't on our team, he talks about how he would lock up T. Higgins. And then he was like, well, number 88, whoever that is. Jamar Chase sees that tweet, and he meant Hayden Hurst because, he'll be manning up against the tight end. But anyway, goes on Twitter. He clarifies that he meant Hayden Hurst, and he said, we'll be locking up anybody. It doesn't matter. Jamar Chase says, you want to put some money on it? Then Justin Reid responded back saying, I'm glad I gave you guys something to talk about or some bulletin board material, but let's do it. And then, so that's where that beef is going on right now. So obviously, all the thing that's going on right now, we talked about last year, and by the way, our defense is totally different last year. So that's just like to ask, even to say, what would Justin Reid do differently? Our entire defense is so new compared to what we had last year on the field. But last year, obviously, AFC Championship game, we looked lost in the second half. We lost that lead we had. Offense looked abysmal. So, Bengals 7-4 right now. They're competing for the AFC North with the Ravens 7-4. Both teams are. This team looks like they haven't really missed a beat this year. Jamar Chase will be coming back after missing some weeks with an injury, and then Joe Mixon will be coming back this week after being concussion protocol. So, what do we need to do to kind of even out this offensive attack that the Cincinnati Bengals have this week? And are you okay with Justin Reid's comments?
Yeah, I'm fine with it, man. I don't mind a guy competing and saying that. I mean, especially him being like the captain of the defense back there. I don't care if it's Hayden Hurst or Higgins or if it's mixed. I don't matter who it is, right? Or Jamar Chase, regardless of it. You playing secondary, you got to play confident, and you got to go ahead and you got to drop, drop them. Let everybody know who you are. And it show Higgins. I don't care if it's Hayden Hurst, Higgins, whoever comes over the middle is going to get it. You're going to catch it. So regardless of who I was talking about, I just say the whole Bengals offense is going to see me. How about that? Just make it plain. And so the best thing, man, look, this defense is different from what we had. They beat us twice last year, okay? And so that's the thing about it. And the thing is, we was beating them both halves. The first halves, we was beating them, drumming them. And so we let them off the hook. And so offensively, we're going to be different. I think we'll be able to move the ball. We don't have to just rely on like the one-trick pony, like maybe to Tyreek Hill. We got guys. Now we got a running back. We got a couple of running backs who run the football a little bit more effectively. So we're not the same team. We're just not. And so I'm not really, stressing about that. The NFL, you're supposed to go out and compete. You're supposed to talk noise. You're supposed to go out there and back it up. That's what it's all about. So I'm, what? Hats off to Justin Reid for going and standing up. Like, I don't care who it is. So I could have said Hurst. Oh, did you get it wrong? Nope. I didn't get nothing wrong. Whoever it is, whoever heard it, let them hear it. So hit dog hollers. So if it hit any of them dudes, let them know. But if they come over at middle what's wrong with me, light them up. I'm going to let them know. Come on through here. Come C20. Come do it. So I'm all right with it.
We talked about how there's certain things that we talked about in that game where we didn't have a pass rush. We talked about the differences, how much money we spent on our defensive line last year and how much they had spent on their guys. But you talked about they had guys who were relentless. Hendrickson and Hubbard. We obviously made a lot of changes on our defensive line since then. We've added a lot of pass rushers to this team, and we in the top end of sacks this year, top 10 in sacks. What do we have to do this year to kind of make things uncomfortable for Joe Burrow and not let them kind of do what they want to do and have their way against us like they did last year twice?
Chris is going to get them down on the ground next time. Chris didn't get them down. So we're gonna finish the plays. That's what we're going to do. How about that? We're going to finish the half. Like I said, we were beating them handily the first half of each game. And so I think, Spags got a good game plan against them. I think he does. And now also, too, when it was third and for whatever it was, 26 or something, they threw that one big bomb. maybe help over the top. We got better corners, with the guys we got out there too. So it's just, I don't even look at what it was last year. We're just talking about this year. What does your team look like this year, right? We're 9-2, they're 7-4. These guys, young guys, can't wait to play. They can't wait to play against the Bengals. And up here too. So be excited, man. It's going to be a good game. I can't wait. But nobody's backing up offensively or defensively against the Bengals. Not worried about that. Joe Burrow too. He ain't even really been a topic of conversation.
No.
He's just a name that's been coming up. Not taking anything from Joe Burrow, right? What I used to call Super Joe, like Super Dave.
Yeah, Super Dave.
I'll jump on that too. So now, look, all of them are good players. It's NFL, man. But look, we're looking to compete and win on Sunday. Period. That's it. Point blank. Let me say this though. So look, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not taking anything away from what the Bengals have. Right. I think we match up really well against them. I think we match up really well. They got Hayden Hurst, who's a very talented tight end. I'm a Hayden Hurst fan. Okay. I'm a Jamar Chase fan. I'm a Higgins fan. I'm a Mixon fan. I'm a Joe Burrow fan. I'm a fan of NFL football players. If you're a talented guy, I'm a fan of yours. I watch you, right? I got a couple of guys on my fantasy, so I'm gonna be looking to see what you're gonna do. Not this week, so you're gonna have to sit the bench with me this week on some of my guys. But the thing is, we match up really well, and I think we have the advantage. We have the advantage in coaching. We have the advantage in offense, just on what we have firepower, and we have the advantage defensively. And so I just look across the board. I just think that we're just significantly better than the Bengals, right? And so that translates to a win. That's what it translates to me. And so when Reid, we're talking about McDuffie, our pass rush now, our linebackers, we got a new run stopper, okay? All those different things like that is going to translate well. Chris is on a whole different level on his thinking, what he wants to try to do. He's coming after Burrow. I'm telling you, he's like in his mind, when he's talking about that's what he was thinking about all off season, he's talking about going out there and go get Joe Burrow's down. And he's not going to let this go. Mm-hmm. And so I think, man, what we're going to be running on when it comes Sunday is the 2 losses, we let these jokers off the hook. I think it's what it is. So they know they got to finish plays against these guys. And not to mention, I'm going to go back to what they was talking about last week. They didn't think they had a great outing against the Rams. They just didn't. They was like, we should have blew this team out. We should have. We might have lost a little bit of focus. But especially now, let's show everybody that we're serious about this. We're focused up. We're going to go in here, and we're going to go in and destroy the Cincinnati Bengals. And I'm here for it. I'm here all for it, man. So if you think the Chiefs are serious, watch this Sunday and see what happens.
Yeah, and I think the just to piggyback off what you said, we've talked about before, in my other podcast with Eric Snow, we talk about basketball. Oh, he always says, and you guys, and you said before, it's really difficult to beat a team 2 times in a row. But beating a team 3 times in a row, that's a whole new ball game to try and do that. And I mean, you say it's a different team, right? It's a different team than last year's team, but still, though, it's tough to beat a team 3 times in a row. I mean, can you speak to that a little bit?
Well, 3 times in a row in a season, definitely, because then, you're not throwing anything new to them, right? But now where you send there, you got different personnel, that's what makes it difficult. And I'm saying this because where the difficulty lies in, if you're doing it in one season, because you're probably seeing all the playbook, you're seeing all the defensive fronts, you know the personnel, that's what makes it difficult in a year, right? I completely agree with that. Okay, especially the caliber of guys and teams that we have playing. Now, especially this year where I said there's new personnel and things, there's things you have to learn. And they keep asking, hey, what would have happened with you if you was here last year? Well, look, I wasn't here last year, so I don't know what I would have done. All I can tell you is what it's going to happen on Sunday when we play them, okay? I can tell you about that. You can write about that. I'm not going to talk about ifs and buts and what could have maybes and happened and stuff like that. Well, shoot, what if I was 2 inches taller? Then what, right? We ain't going to go through that. Yeah. So I think those questions, when people say that, man, it's just silly to me. Like, why go through that? The possibilities that wouldn't have happened, right? So we can only talk about now what we have right here in the room. That's all we're going to concentrate on in the DB room or the wide receiver room. That's what we're talking about. So other than that, all these other questions y'all got going on, man, hey, leave that alone.
Yeah, silly questions like that. That's why, people get mad at players after the game and stuff, when players have like weird responses, you see the NBA every night. But like when players have responses, like kind of like, curt responses to reporters, and they ask dumb questions. It's like, come on, man, really? You're asking me what would have been different if I played last year? Come on, this is such a stupid question. Like, well, why? And
right, I don't know. We would have won. Right, we'd have blew them out by 20. What do you mean say? Yeah. Or no, we would have lost even more. Come on, man. Yeah,
And then he answers a question which gets blown up on Twitter. And now they have bulletin board material because you asked a really stupid question where he just literally said, like, I can tell you what I'm going to do this weekend, number 88, which neither guy was on the team last year. Reid nor 88 was on the team last year. So
right.
Answering the question properly. It's a stupid question, but
yeah.
Reporters guy, they got to be different. And I've been asking those questions for the players. Like you want to ask a question because everybody else has asked a question. You've been a part of the scrums, whether you're getting asked a question. But as a reporter, you see everyone asking a question. Like, I need to get in on this, but everything's already been asked before. Let me try to be creative with my response or my question, and then you ask that stupid question. It's like, what?
Yeah, come on, man. Like, okay. Matter of fact, I'm not going to ask you next any more times. You done.
That's you just go next. You look at somebody else.
What? Okay. What's that with the one with the Westbrook? What? Really, bro? Like, it's just like
I love the NBA ones because they do this every night, so they get really kind of annoyed when the certain reporters who are following them around all over the place ask them questions. Like, all right, like, okay, man, this is what you're gonna do every night now, just dumb questions. Okay, next. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get podcasts.